Hey there, Ninth Age fans. This is Hoyla's Mag coming at you with another battle report here. So this is round 2 of Buckeye Battles. I drove up. I live in the North Carolina area now. I'm from Ohio. So when I drove up to Buckeye Battles, I wanted to get all my old club mates are there. I tried to get in as many games with them as I could. I played one of my friends on Thursday. But some of the pictures got erased, so I didn't post a battle report for that. I played another friend twice on Friday. That's the Demons of Wrath, and I didn't manage to get a game in with one of my other good friends. He had like a wedding reception and stuff, so he also got 25 points in round 1. And since we are no longer in the same club, War Score put us up against each other in round 2. So we basically went to our table assignment and we're like, oh, this is going to be fun. So I'll go over the scenario real quick, and then I'll go over both of our lists. You kind of already know mine, and then we'll get right into it. I'll preface it by saying probably the weirdest game of Ninth Age I've played so far. So you divide you do normal deployment. You divide the deployment area. You can kind of see it in the top left there on his packet actually, but you divide it into basically 4 diagonal zones. The upper left being on his side A, then B, then C, and the bottom right being D. So if you get a scoring unit at any time if I get it into his A or if he gets it into my D, so me his top left, his my bottom right, you get +2 bonus battle points. If you have no enemy scoring units in your base camp at the end of the game, you get +1. And if you did both of them, you get an extra +2. So if you achieve the first 2 objectives. Also, for every one of them that you hold, if you hold B and C, the 2 center, you get 100 victory points. This is with a scoring unit. A and D is 150. So a really interesting scenario. I didn't know if I've got 3 scoring units. He's got pretty much a Death Star, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it through the middle. But I'll go over his list real quick. So starting over here on the left, those are 5 Fallen Mark of Wrath. So these guys are pretty killy for being only 5 skirmishers. I think they get like D3 +1 attacks each, and they're +1 to hit, Strength 4, Toughness 4. So they're pretty decent. They have a 4-up armor save, so my skinks can't kill them too easily. The sorcerer on the left is his Sorcerer Lord. I think he's got a 4-up ward. I think like a 3-up armor save. He's got 5 spells from Heavens. I think he's level 4 with the Tome of +1 spell. The guy next to him is just a level 1 Shadow with the Dispel Scroll, so that guy will be spamming Miasma. We got 5 dogs up here in the front, and then this is the part where it gets mean. So he has 21 Mark of Wrath halberded chosen with the Stalker standard, so I think they're like Swift Stride and Strider, so they don't care about any kind of terrain. With him he has his BSB, who is a Mark of Wrath guy with the Sworded Strength, and I think he's like a 1-up armor save. And then he has his General, who's like Strength 6, Lethal Strike. He's like a 1-up rerollable armor save, and if you successfully wound him, you have to reroll it. So he's really, I don't think I'll ever kill that guy. I don't know how I'm going to deal with his unit is kind of it. He's got another 5 units of the Wrath guys. Then he has I haven't really played Wars of the Dark Out that much. He has a giant who is Mark of Change, so he's like a Wizard Conclave, which is awesome. He gets +1 wounds, and now he's 7 wounds instead of 6. He's a champion, so he can declare challenges. I think it's really cool. I wish some of my giants would be able to do this, because I really enjoy it on my Stygiosaur. Over here on the 5, on the right, he has 5 Barbarian Mark of Lust horsemen, and they're not fast cav, they're just horsemen, I guess. And then he's got 5 Hell Riders. These things are I don't care for them much with their licking and their stupidity. And I marked those 2 units because I figured those are the ones that my guys could most easily fight. And then what you can't see, which is going to make the objective of getting in the back of my board really easy for him in his game. And he even told me that he put this army, or this unit in the army with this one in mind, is that he has 25 Pestilence Great Weapon ambushing barbarians. So interesting. Over on my right, I have both of my units, and this is after Vanguard, so he got to Vanguard first, and he pinned me in. I've got both my Skink Skyriders, my Razordons, some camo Skinks, Thyroscutus, General with Skinks, more camo Skinks, the other Razordon, Skinks with Caimans. I've got my little Skink Priest Brian, my BSB Munch on the Torosaur, and then I've got Sidiosaur, more Skinks with Caimans, trying to get to the flank out here, and then I have those scouting Skinks up there. So yeah, I don't know how to handle these guys. I never play them right. I mean, he can Vanguard 12 and then move 20, so he easily gets to the side of me. This is poor. I should have played farther back for playing on my part. So he just kind of marches up in the middle here, you see. My Stygiusaur failed the charge on those Mark of Wrath, Forsaken on the right. I believe my Torosaur VSB tried to charge the dogs, and he fled with them through the back there. And I also think on the right-hand side, you can't see it, but he had moved his Barbarian Horseman up, and I tried to charge them with one of my Skyrider units, and he fled that. So over here, I just turn around to throw javelins at him, so we're just kind of playing a weird form game of chicken here. As you can see, I messed up, though. I moved my Razordon up to fire. He can only stand and shoot, and that's movement 10. He's probably going to easy charge into the Razordon there. So the middle of the board just looks like this. I get my Skink Skyriders up on the hill here so they can do something. And no, I was wrong. He didn't flee with them. They just moved. Yeah, he turned and moved them back towards the center of the board. That's just a picture of his line here. Yeah, I can see I killed 2 of the guys through shooting, I think on each side. So I'm trying to whittle those Forsaken down so they don't get in my way. So this is after combat on his turn. Sorry, he charged both those units into the Skinks that were right in the front there. And I took it with both. And what he needed to do was the unit on the right needed to overrun through, and then he could have overran with the other unit and gotten out of the way. But the way it sits is I could charge, he couldn't get out of the way. These guys can't flee because they're frenzied. I charge into the flank of these. I'm hoping to overrun into his general's unit and just cause a bunch of wounds. He also charged to overall here on the right. My Razordon killed a couple guys, actually. I flee. He doesn't run me down. And unfortunately, his Barbarian unit does come on this turn. So they've already got the +2 points for getting to my deployment zone. They just appeared in it. So it's bad picture sideways. Sorry about this. But we go to my turn. And I just turn the Thyroscutus around and just park him in front of them so that they will have to charge him. And I turn my Skink with Cayman unit around. Just kind of trying to hem them in here. Maybe we can take care of them. And I think that was the turn that I had charged my... the unit of Skink Skyriders on the hill into his Barbarian Riders, and they fled. So we go to his turn, and so we both played this really well. After I charged my guy and realized I was going to overrun in here, I was like, oh crap, that Change Giant can see me, and he's a champion. And then we got into a rules discussion, just a friendly rules discussion on whether you can't impact hit to the side, and we looked it up, and you can. So then I think I accidentally planted the seed in his head that I should charge my Change Giant in there. I can challenge. He won't get to impact hit. The problem with this is what he should have done, we looked back at it, a major mistake on his part, was that he should have just accepted with his champion. His champion will take 2d6 impact hits to the front. Who cares? He'll be steadfast. Might even win. I guess he'd probably lose, but he'd be steadfast on a 9 rerollable. And then I would have to fight his whole unit without impact hits. So this was the defining moment of the battle, because instead I got in a challenge with his giant. He's winning some static combat res through ranks and banners, but I'm stubborn on an 8 rerollable right now because my general's nearby, and I'm just not going to go anywhere. And I can't really hurt that giant too well. And I think he bellowed a couple times. He was doing, 50% of the time he just does 1 wound to me, which is not great for me, but it's also, his general, that whole unit in there is like strength 5, they would mess me up. His dogs failed to rally and ran off the board. Over here, the horsemen who had fled the Skink Skyriders failed to rally, and they rolled really high and ran off the board. I get Curse of the Westerlies off, and I think I actually put it on his general's unit. I was really worried that the giant I would fail my my check and flee, my stubborn check, or he would do a bunch of wounds to me with like an initiative check, even though my BSB has really high initiative, and I would just run, and then it would be an easy mop-up game for him because, if it happens on his turn, his guys just turn and murder. So after combat on his turn, he charges the Thyroscutus, kills it easily, and it doesn't show it here, but I think he reforms to face the combat block there. And my general's unit is slowly whittling down those guys, those Forsaken. So I charge my guys here into the giant. I can't really do anything. I mean, it's just going to add some static combat res to me, so maybe that I could win a few combats and not have to roll my leadership check. Up in the back left there, his Wizard Lord's still alive. I think he took a wound or two through miscast, and I'm just trying to pink the last one off of him with poison shots, because I think he's like a 3-up, 4-up, so it could happen. I'm just using magic like Blizzard and Curse of the Westerlies to try to, stop his general's unit from doing anything. As you can see, he started to headbutt me here, so he's definitely doing some wounds to my BSB. On my turn, we both flank front and rear charge these guys. I mean, they were completely surrounded. Any way they had to go there was not going to end well. I mean, like the pictures I've taken are almost identical because we're just sitting in this combat, not doing anything. I rolled the Beast Within on my BSB, rolled triple sixes. He rolls his two last remaining Dispel dice, rolls double sixes and gets a 6 for the extra dice, but I mean, he still doesn't have enough to stop me. We just took a picture because it was kind of funny. And then, so on the top of the last turn, I kill his giant. And then on the bottom of the last turn, I get in a fight with his Chaos Lord. And his Chaos Lord does like 2 wounds to me, I think. And so he's going to get half points because I have the 1 wound left. But I mean, this is such a weird game. That combat in the middle, the way that turned out, really, it just turned the game for me. Because eventually his Chaos Lord would have killed my BSB. It wouldn't have taken him more than 2, or maybe 2, 3 at the most turns, I would think. And then his, 1,200 point Chosen Death Star or something like that in there. I mean, it's definitely over 1,000. I don't have anything that can really fight them, so they would have been. I just would have had to run from them most of the turn. So I killed everything else that is on the board. I didn't lose too much. I think I only lost like 500 or 600 points. So it ended up being a 14-8 victory for me. But I never got anybody to his side of the board. I got some of the bonus victory points for holding table quarters, but I didn't get anybody to his side of the board. I didn't meet both conditions, obviously. I think looking back at it, I should have gotten the +1 for having no enemy scoring units in my base camp, but we didn't. I forgot, didn't read that right. So he got all 5 bonus because he got the 2 for invading, he got the 2 or the 1 for not having anybody in his base camp, and he got both conditions, so he got +5, so 14-8 ends up being 14-13. So really close game, small victory for me over a guy that I've played for many years, and a lot of trash talking going, so I was pretty happy that it ended up with a victory. But yeah, weird game. That kind of puts me not too high up, I guess. I'm at I'm at 39 out of 50 now, so still feeling pretty good. I was relieved to play my friend in this round just because I was like, oh man, I'm going to get some super hard list with Skinks and get my ass kicked. But 2-0 with Skinks now, so this is such a fun tournament, having a great time. Please like, subscribe, share this to other people, spread the word if you liked it. I really appreciate everyone who comments, everyone who watches it. I will see you next time. Thanks.